What is going on, everybody? Happy Glocktober. We're going to be going over a really special gun today. That is the Glock 43x FDE version. There are some new things that Glock has done to this gun that I was really excited about. I have heard that the FDE color makes you shoot 40% better than the black version. I'm here to tell you that is incorrect. It shoots exactly the same, but the color does look super nice on this gun. I'm super excited for this gun. I put a couple of attachments on here, or modifications. I wouldn't put it on here if there wasn't a purpose. There's one thing I did put out on here that was a little bit of a flare, and that was the back plate here. It is my Bible verse, Joshua 1:9. For the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. It's just a constant reminder for me that my Lord is always watching over me, and I always have my angels on my shoulders protecting me. All right, so let's go over this thing. So what's new to the FDE version compared to the OG black version? First of all, the screws are much thinner and skinnier, and they take a different tool. To get this off of here, you have to have a very small Allen key to get this plate off. The screw hole is much smaller than the original. These originals have a really big screws that they use there compared to this one. And the reason for that is because they put recoil bosses on here. All right, they put little posts that stick up off of the slide here, and that is when you put your optic on it, it helps it from the screws snapping off of your optic. And I love that because I used to buy optic plates with the recoil posts on there, and just to help out the screws from shearing off themselves. And I love that. I love that about that new design that they made, and it is a very needed upgrade to this slide. So that's pretty much the key difference here from the FDE to the original. Everything else is pretty much the same. Let's go over this thing. Let's start with Radian, because I do put on a couple of Radian things. First of all is the Ramjet. I did do a video on the Ramjet. If you want to check that out, I'll post it down below. This Ramjet is a must-have upgrade on this gun. It makes this gun so much more fun to carry, so much more fun to shoot, because it takes away from not only that recoil, vertical recoil, but it takes away that felt recoil that you get with the smaller 43X. Now the downside to it is it actually turns it into pretty much a Glock 48. And if you bought this gun for its size, because it's so small, then I would keep it this way. But if you want a superior shooter with a better match grade barrel, the Radian Ramjet is the way to go. This is a very nice upgrade. Second thing from Radian that I bought is the Magwell. This is their Radian Magwell. Now this is probably one of, if not the best Magwell on the market, bar none. Now why did I buy this Magwell? Well, for me, I have exceptionally big hands. This feels so much better than this guy right here. I feel like my pinky is falling off this gun every time I shoot it, and it is just not a fun gun to carry because I am just not confident with it. I am super confident with this Magwell on there, and I highly, highly recommend it. It also doubles as a funnel. Like if you are one of those that's worried about extra reloads, it does have a great funnel to funnel in there. I get this question a lot. What magazines do I use with this Glock Magwell? And I just use the standard Glock mag. Now, that does not mean that this is the only magazine that I carry. I do carry extra magazines either in my holster, or I have carried just an extra magazine in my pocket, or I have some in my truck. I actually have a Shield Arms 15 round mag in my truck, and I also carry an extra magazine in my backpack wherever I go. So I'm not short in magazines anywhere I go. It's just when it comes to carrying one in the gun, I still just prefer the original 10 rounder. All right, moving up the gun here, we're gonna go with the Backstrap. Now I got lots of questions on this Backstrap from my last video. This is a Rapid Engineering Backstrap. I will post the link to their website down below. I am not affiliated with them at all. Now this is just a 3D printed backstrap here. This is their large one. They also make a small one. Now the difference between the small and the large is the small is only about this long and the large is about this long. It goes all the way down the back of the gun here. I chose the large one because I have extra large hands. What this really does for me is it really lengthens that length of pull on this gun. All right, moving on. Let's go to the trigger guard. I did Dremel underneath the trigger guard. All right, I did put an undercut for my shooting hand, and I did put a second undercut, the double, for my support hand. So each hand has an undercut. I've found that undercut in my Glock has made this gun just melt to my hand, and I just absolutely love that. Trigger. I did change the trigger, and it's not for what you think. This original trigger, I was not a fan of this massively curved small trigger. A standard Glock 19 trigger, love it. I love the standard Glock 19 trigger. This trigger, because my hand is so big, is just a little bit small, and there's a little gap under, let's see if I can find it for you. There is a little gap under there, under the trigger guard and the trigger, and when that gap closed, it was actually pinching the bottom of my finger underneath there. I didn't want to change the trigger pull weight, but I went to an Apex trigger, and I absolutely love this Apex trigger. And I went to it because it was more of a flat, it's not an exact flat face, but it's more flat than this trigger was. And when I pulled this thing back and broke a shot for the first time, I'm just like, oh yeah, that's the trigger. I absolutely love it. I just changed the shoe. I didn't really change anything about the weight of the trigger itself. Okay. The only thing internally that I have done, and I do this with all my Glocks, is a Ghost 3.5 pound connector. I did that one for the Slim line. I'll post their website down below so you can check them out. Once again, no affiliation. But I really like that because it turns this Glock wall into more of a rolling break instead of a solid wall. Now, some of you might like that solid wall, and that's great. This one does have a wall. It's just a much softer wall than a Glock connector would give you. And that's why I change it. I do that with all my Glocks just because I like that better. The weapon light. I do run a weapon light sometimes, and the reason for that is mainly because I traded for this gun here. I traded for this gun, and the weapon light came with this gun, along with a holster for that gun and weapon light. So I have the option to run the light here if I want. This, I did throw on some goon tape here, very soft goon tape around. One thing, it helps me hold on to the pistol a little bit better than just the standard grip on the standard frame here. But also this bottom part of this, the bottom part of the backstrap, there's nothing holding it down back here. And I don't want it to rip off going the opposite way. I don't know if it would or not. But this tape is just kind of holding that backstrap on there as well. It looks cool, but also it does have a purpose for being on here. It's grippy, and I do like it holding on that backstrap. So I'm not worried about snapping that sucker off. But anyway, that is my new Glock that I have purchased as of recently. It's a very nice setup. I thoroughly enjoy carrying this. I enjoy shooting this. This has been my EDC as of late. But I hope you guys all enjoyed that video. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Like the video if you enjoyed this video. I appreciate each and every one of you. Remember to train hard, get strong, be a protector. If no one said they love you today, I love you guys. God bless you all.